it's a story that can't really be ignored. And when I first saw this story, I told myself, I'm not covering this. I'm not covering this. This is stupid. And then I see it again. I'm like, I'm not covering this. This is idiotic. And then again and again and again. And this story is absolutely going viral everywhere. And I remember talking to one of my friends after watching the video, and I'm like, wait, am I missing something here? Did someone die? And he's like, no. I'm like, did someone get severely injured? No. Did someone get hurt? No. And I'm like, what the hell happened here? Since this is a moment and time where everyone is virtually talking about it, and of course, being emotionally triggered by this. And this is, I believe, another lesson in social engineering programming. What's happening right now to the masses, it wouldn't be surprised me if this was done on purpose and if this was orchestrated. And with everything that's happening, especially in the media, especially with the way that they're behaving, especially with the major figures coming out and talking, I do believe that we're approaching a tipping point. The flames are being fanned to something big here happening, and it's not good, and it's a part of their larger divide and conquer agenda. Now, you would think, after what happened with the BuzzFeed debacle just a few hours ago, that the mainstream media would learn their lesson. And what they showed is that they learned absolutely nothing. BuzzFeed is actually doubling down on, again, unclarified reports saying that, yes, these are true, even though Robert Mueller is coming out clearly saying, hey, these reports are not true. The journalists are contradicting each other. And as we called on our video, before Robert Mueller even made an announcement, we said, hey, Trump's not getting impeached because of this. Hey, the stronger evidence is on the side not to believe BuzzFeed here. Regardless of that, it all came out. And again, the mainstream media has learned absolutely nothing. And now they're running with a narrative that MAGA kids were looking out for Native Americans and decided to surround them, block them from leaving, and start harassing them. That is the narrative that they ran from one snippet of one video that has gone absolutely viral. And again, when I was watching the video, I seriously thought that there was some kind of physical altercation. There wasn't. It's high schoolers and Native American elders. An incident that honestly doesn't look too good. It does look terrible. You do see teenagers looking smug and sort of being disrespectful. The narrative that the mainstream media is running about this is absolutely false. And actually, when you start looking into all the other videos, when you start looking into the live streams, when you start looking into the details of what exactly happened here, some of these high school students actually showed restraint, even though right now they have more than half of the country hating them, trying to dox them, threatening them, trying to hurt them because of this snippet, this edited video, which the mainstream media is using in a very weaponized way to hurt humanity and divide and conquer us. And they showed restraint. You know why they showed restraint? Because, again, they were also confronted by Black Hebrew Israelites. I don't know if you know about the Black Israelites, Jason, but I saw them in action before, especially here in the streets of New York City. And they are homophobic, controversial, inflammatory human beings that went off and actually verbally attacked these students who were wearing MAGA hats and went after one of the students that was black, saying words that I can't even repeat here, where Black Israelites called him, I can't even get into the words that the Black Israelites used against one of the high school students, who, all around the age of 16 or younger. But the students, by and large, in the video came out and said that they love the black student that was specifically being targeted by the Black Israelites. There's another moment where the Black Israelites called some of the students F words, like a homophobic slur. Can't say that here on YouTube either. A video will get taken down. And one of the students who was wearing the MAGA hat came out and said, they're still human. Stop dehumanizing people. So this is, again, very important tidbits that you are not getting. The narrative is being set here, and it's not being true at all. The Black Israelites were the one who also yelled at the natives. The students there that were wearing the MAGA hats, they were there for the abortion rally, were waiting for a bus. They were chanting their own school slogan. And we clearly saw a Native American kind of walk up to them. But most importantly, the way that the CNN right now is reporting about the Black Israelites is absolutely hilarious. They're saying that the Black Israelites that were the very racist, were very inflammatory, were very toxic, were extremely disrespectful. They're saying that these Black Israelites were, quote, young Black men preaching about the Bible and oppression. That's CNN's point of view, and they're doing this on purpose. They're doing this on so many deliberate ways that we're going to explain later on in this video. But yet again, what we saw is even now, Jake Tapper of CNN come out and say, video footage strongly contradicts Native American veterans Nathan Phillips' claim that this Catholic high school boy harassed him, saying, quote, the media got this one completely wrong. And this is surprising coming from Jake Tapper, of all people, since CNN at the same time is characterizing Black Israelites as young Black men preaching about the Bible and oppression. And there are new videos that are surfacing that are showing that this Native American, who's also claiming to be a Vietnam veteran, walking up, approaching the students. The students were very loud. There's some talks about going back to Europe, some screaming back and forth. But the main thing is pretty much one student looking and having a smirk on his face, being very close to the Native American, as of course high school students are acting pretty wild all around him. And you know, there was some taunting. It is fair to say that there could have been some racial overtones here, but definitely way overhyped. And there's immaturity here. Sure, you know, there's the tomahawk chops that they were using. There was, you know, laughter, unfortunately, which does have to be, you know, addressed here. It does have to be talked about, especially if we're going to talk about this story fairly here. But again, the Native Americans, the one who approached this group, this is pretty much guilt on a lot of people's sides here, and it's being overhyped here, and it's being used in a very weaponized way for a very specific reason. And of course, the celebritards and especially the Twitter influencers are just running with this like it's the absolute truth. Like their narrative is absolutely clear in what they're trying to do here. We have David Quinnis, who's also a verified member of Twitter, saying that these high school students are domestic terrorists. We have Kurt Eichenwald, again, attacking these students, talking about releasing their faces, trying to dox them. We have Stormy Daniels coming out saying that she's in favor of building an electric wall around these students. We have Kathy Griffin literally talking about wanting the names of these children that are teenagers that are 16 years of age. We have another person, Wheelie Walker Jr., who's talking about sending his fans signed autograph works if they shoot videos of punching the kids in the gonads. We have Raza Aslan, who's also a CNN contributor. He's the one, by the way, who ate human brains on live national television, video footage on YouTube. That YouTube, of course, you know, that's fine. Eating human brains, yeah, that's cool. That doesn't get demonetized. That doesn't get censored. That actually gets promoted to you. Raza Aslan's coming out saying, quote, with the picture of one of the students who had the smirk on his face, saying, have you ever seen a more punchable face than this kid? And absolutely horrendous reactions from grown adults, influencers, celebritards, attacking, threatening, trying to dox teenagers, kids that are 16 years old. Like they couldn't find a grown adult to go after. They had to exploit and make this situation more than it actually was. Again, I saw it a number of times on my timeline. I just keep ignoring it. I'm like, this is okay, looks kind of bad here, yeah, whatever. But looking into this full context of the story, this is absolutely nothing. like there's a very interesting article, and it's extremely fascinating that this article is by the New York Post, and it's titled "How the Media Convinces Us We're All Outraged Even When No One Cares." Because I saw the story a number of times and I didn't care. I did not give a damn. And I bet the majority of people saw this story, saw the video. Like, yeah, I don't care. Only because of the reactions, only because of the mainstream media, only because of these influencers who are using this in a weaponized way, is this becoming the issue that it is. And this is an issue of trying to divide people. After, of course, Occupy Wall Street came out and talks about 99% versus the 1% came out, and that idea came out there, a lot of the elites have become terrified. And they're trying to divide and conquer people, regular people versus the elite, liberals versus conservatives, whites versus minorities, straights versus the LGBTQ, men versus women. Anything they could ring up, they're going to ring up to try to make us fight against each other. There's other video footage of liberals, of course, dancing and attacking an old man, trying to steal his sign. Again, no major media coverage, no mainstream media flipping out, not as big as controversy as this is.